Hey everyone, Bruno Coelho here. Just want to give you a quick update about some of the things that I've been working on recently. So what I've been working on is mixing the business model canvas, really useful um, tool to map out your business and understand just how the various aspects of your business model are integrated, and just figuring out how you're making money, how you're going to have enough money for the amount of costs that you're going to have in your project. So I've been just using this to um, test my ideas or my projects. But I also been really interested in the lean startup approach, because what I've found most interesting about it is that instead of just wishing that everything's going to be great and just start developing a product and in 3 to 6 months see if anyone wants it, this new methodology based on this scientific approach to learning, what they suggest we should do is to instead test our assumptions, and they also suggest that we should test our riskiest assumptions first. So if the business is going to break, it should break as soon as possible and with the least amount of effort and money as possible. What I found interesting about this is that an author that I follow, which is Nassim Taleb, he wrote about this concept of anti-fragility. So he says that you can't predict if something will happen or not in some domains, especially in the domains where I'm working on, like entrepreneurship and digital products. Who knows if a product is going to be a huge success or not. But he says that we can measure how fragile the system is. So, and that's something that lean startup approach is doing in some way or the other, because they know that an assumption is potentially fragile. So what they do is to test it as soon as possible. So what I'm going to show you right now is a Google spreadsheet that I've been working on that mixes these three visions: the business model vision, the lean startup vision, and the concept of anti-fragility in one document. So what you're seeing here is what I call the dashboard. And the dashboard allows you to have in one single spreadsheet the answer to these very, very important questions, like how much is it costing me to get one customer? How much revenue do I get from one customer? And how much profit do I get from one customer? So these three questions or three answers alone are super valuable for you, because they allow you to understand how much, for instance, how much you're investing or how much you have to pay to get one customer. In my case, this is just dummy data, so it's not a real world example, but in this case is a $15. So this means that for every paying customer, I have to spend $15, and this helps me manage my my campaigns, my ad campaigns on Google or YouTube or Facebook or whatever, right? Because I know how much profit do I get from a customer, how much do I have to invest to get a customer, and so on. One of the things that I have here is my conversion rate. Why is this useful? Well, because since I know what's the total addressable market size for my product, I know how big my potential customer base is. And by knowing that, how the numbers of potential customers that I have with this product, I know the potential revenue, the potential profit, and the potential cost. So, and besides that, I'm also showing you the fragility of my business. And how am I measuring this? I'm measuring this by testing my value propositions or my assumptions. As you can see here, I have this new tab called Value Propositions. This is from the Business Model Canvas. And I have a customer, which is a reader, a book reader, and he or she has a desire for a book that is interactive. And I'm measuring this fragility as 75%. So what I'm saying is that if, in fact, the reader doesn't wish for a book to be interactive, then my business becomes fragile in 75%. If my business is fragile in 100 or more percent, then my business is dead. So how I'm going to validate this assumption? I'm going to validate it with sales through AdWords with my ad 4 and using my landing page A. And my profit target to validate this assumption is to have a customer to pay me $40. And what you're actually seeing here in the blue column is how it's the actual profit. So my target was 40, but in reality, I only got $24 in profit. So this gives me a validation rate of 61%. So this leaves out like roughly 40% out. And that 40% of 75% of fragility gives me 29 or 30% of fragility added to my business. And why it was added to my business? Because I said that this value proposition is approved. Okay. The second value proposition that started from this assumption that a reader desires a book to be dynamic wasn't so good, because I had this target to be, to reach 27% in profit, but reality is that I lost money. So I had an actual profit of minus 50%, which gave me a validation rate of minus 185, fragility added 240%, so this is a dead business right here. But because I set this value proposition was failed, then the business fragility remains in 29%. Because as soon as I said that this one is approved, my business is dead. So, okay, it's failed. Okay, so what I also added to this document is every business, every section of the business model canvas. So you see here the customer segment, readers, writers, publishers, and you see the vision of acquisition costs, revenues, profits for each one of the segments, the customer relationship for each segment, and the key resources and activities that I need to make this relationship happen. Value propositions I already showed you, the channels that I'm using to reach my customers, the revenue streams from which those customers pay me, the key resources that I have on this project, and the key activities that I'm counting on to be executed for this business to be possible. So that's it. Just a quick overview about this Google spreadsheet. I'm using Google because it enables me, it's online, it's everywhere. I can collaborate with people on this, with my team on this document. And I just want to figure out if this is useful for you. So if you find this document to be useful for your business, for your own projects, just leave a comment below or just click like, just to give me some feedback about or some validation if this is something that you would want to have on your own project. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon, my friends. Thank you.